Hello there everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm going to talk about the brand new Lego Disney sets that got revealed lately. So, alright, first of all, I really like Lego Disney. It's a very interesting theme and a very interesting line. And well, today I have a bit of a unfortunate news because all these sets that I'm going to talk about aren't really my favorite. I mean, I'm not quite sure, but you know, I don't feel it, man. Obviously big respect for the designers and the creators of these sets, but I just feel like Lego Disney could do so much better than these upcoming sets that I'm going to talk about. But let's just put that aside and let's look at these, I suppose, okay Lego sets in my opinion, but for you guys it might be great or awesome. But just let's look at them really quickly. Alright, so the first set is this buildable Lego Disney Stitch Angel set. So this is, I suppose, Stitch's girlfriend or like Stitch's friend, I suppose. I think she was seen in some kind of Stitch television series, like animation series, which is very interesting. This set has 748 pieces or 784 pieces. Yeah, 784 pieces, I suppose. So yeah, this is ages 9 and up. And the thing is, like, I'm not quite sure what Lego is all about with these buildable characters, but this is Angel, not a character that I'm familiar with. I mean, obviously Stitch is the well-known character from Disney, but I'm not quite sure. Like Angel with a butterfly on her head, she is very cute, obviously, but she is like the female version of Stitch, I suppose, which is interesting. I've also seen the latest Lilo and Stitch live action film. I really enjoyed that one. It was quite alright, but obviously the original one is way better. But this Angel, yeah, I suppose it's cool if you collect these buildable characters. Personally, I don't buy these sets or this set, but I could see why people would enjoy this one, especially fans of Disney Stitch and just Disney fans in general, which is really interesting. You also have these 3 hearts that come with this set, and yeah, I suppose the set is, yeah, well, it's okay, I suppose. Not really a big fan of it. But alright, let's talk about the second set. This one is interesting though. This one is much more interesting than the previous one. This is Kakamora Barge, I suppose, with a piece count of 572 pieces. This is from the Moana 2 film. I haven't seen that one, which is quite unfortunate. I should check it out. I believe, hopefully, sooner rather than later. And you have these, I suppose, kakamora or these coconut guys, which is really funny. I really think these guys are, very funny in the first film, and now they're going to return in the second film, which is interesting. We obviously have Moana here and also Maui, which is really nice. But the thing is, with obviously these mini dolls sets, you could just make the set and place minifigures on it or in it, and would be so much better. Like, I'm not a big fan of the dolls. I've never been a big fan of those mini dolls. I just don't get it. Like, obviously, it's mainly focused for girls and stuff like that. But I would love to have a Moana set, but just as like Lego minifigures, because I think it's an interesting story. And obviously Maui in the set looks fantastic. Like a big fake Maui is really nice, but just I'm not quite sure. These mini doll sets are just not for me, and it's quite unfortunate because if Lego were to make sets, just for like audiences, just in general, that would be really cool. Put some Lego minifigures in there without like mini dolls, but I'm not quite sure if they're going to do that. Obviously, anytime soon. But you know what? This set is way interesting than the previous one. Obviously, it's for characters, minifigures, like I said, for obviously mini dolls. You also have this little boat and this little island. Yeah, I guess it is quite alright, but obviously my minor nitpick about this set is it has mini dolls, so not really one set for me. But alright, the next set is going to be the Toy Story Celebration Train and RC Car. This one is the better one, I guess, I suppose, from the upcoming sets. on the sets that I'm going to talk about in today's video. This is, like I said, it's a celebration train and RC car. You have like 4 characters in this, 4 Lego minifigures, which is really great. The thing is, you also have like these little 3, I suppose, toy soldiers, which is funny in a way, but I suppose aren't they the same size as like the toys in Toy Story? Wait, no, yeah, they're smaller. Yeah, they're smaller. Yeah, right. That's fair enough. But anyway, you have obviously Jessie, Woody, and Buzz. We also have Bo Peep, which is really nice. Bo Peep in her, I suppose, casual, normal, original outfit, which is really nice. You also have a sheep of hers, which is nice. And you have, like I said, obviously Jessie and Woody and Buzz, like the 3 main characters of the film. I really like that. That's really nice. And it's great to see these characters actually have this rather smaller set. And I just would love to get the set one day. Hopefully, I'm not quite sure if I'm able to buy the set and find the set. But Jesse and Woody and Buzz in one set, yeah, man, I'm totally up for that. This is really nice. This is a really great set. I think it will retail for around, oh boy, I'm not quite sure. I think $30 maybe. Yeah, I suppose so. Maybe bit more than that, but it's also a big celebration set for the 30th anniversary of Toy Story, which is really nice. Yeah, damn, that's insane to say, because Toy Story has been such a great story, and it's amazing to hear its 30th anniversary. But all right, we also have the RC car, and it's a small little set, one of the best sets that I'm going to talk about in today's episode or video. So all right, the next set is this Princess Castle and Royal Pets. This has 787 pieces. You have a few characters in here. You have Jasmine, you have Mulan, we have Ariel, we have Moana, and we have obviously Rapunzel. The thing is, this is Princess Castle and Royal Pets. Yes, this is another minor nitpick of me. Mulan is not really from royal family, right? I'm not quite sure about um, Moana though. I'm not quite sure. Rapunzel is most definitely about like the royal highness, right? Jasmine too and Ariel too, but just in general, like Mulan is not royal, right?
Merida, stop this!
Like a little film fan inside of me just a bit ticked off about that. But hey, alright. You have like this castle, which obviously reminds me of the Disney castle scene in the Disney parks, and obviously the overall Disney emblem, right? The thing is, you have like these little locations for all the princesses to play or to go on. Like, it's very interesting. You have 1 to 5 builders for this set, which is fair enough. You have like 5 characters, 5 different locations to build, which is nice. You can also fold this castle up. You also have Mushu in the set, which is, I think, a brand new, I suppose, design for him. I mean, Mushu is great. Mulan is also great. And I suppose Moana is also nice. Ariel is nice. So yeah, Rapunzel is also in the set. So one of my friends, I suppose, Simzi or Sai, will be happy about that. So because he's a big fan of Rapunzel herself. But yeah, this set will retail for, well, it's quite a lot. I think it's about like maybe it's $70 or $100. I'm not quite sure, something along those lines, but it's going to be overpriced as hell. But yeah, that's pretty much sure. All right, the next set is another buildable character. This is the 101 Dalmatian puppy. You can actually build your different, you can build your own puppy here. You can build different puppies, which is really interesting. You can make a black-eared one or a black-eyed one. It doesn't matter. You can actually mix and match, which is really nice. You can also change the name tag, which is also a very little fun detail. But like I said, I'm not really big fan of these buildable characters. Like, for display, they're very nice and very cool, but just in general, like, I don't really like the way that Lego could just make like Lego sets based on 101 Dalmatians with minifigures, great sets, great builds, great play features, but they just make this. I suppose for Lego Disney collectors and Disney collectors in general, this is cool, this is great. But you know what? Like I said, the next set is also 101 Dalmatians, and this is I suppose I prefer this one than the previous one that I just talked about. Lucky and Penny 101 Dalmatians puppies. This is a set with 268 pieces, and this is way more interesting because you have actually two characters here and a little television. It's you can play with it. It's like a little action hero-ish vibes. You know, you can play with these characters, with these dogs. You can, you know, move them with their arms and their legs and their feet. You can change the tail. I think, you know, this one is way more interesting than the previous set that I just talked about.
The old coward, that old dirty Dawson, the yellow-livered old skunk.
So right, the next set is Minnie's Pet Hotel. This is, well, this is not for my alley. But hey, look, they have minifigures in the set. So why wouldn't they do that with the Moana set and the other sets too? So we have Minnie Mouse here and Daisy Duck. And, you know, it's always great to see Lego Disney minifigures. Obviously, this is a 4+ set, so I mean, not really for my audience. But hey, it's interesting nonetheless, and it's really great to see another Minnie and Daisy Duck in Lego form. Alright, the next set is going to be Minnie Arendelle Castle and Elsa's Ice Palace. Whoa, alright. This is 306 piece set, and you have plenty of characters here. You have Anna, you have Kristoff, you have obviously Olaf, you have Sven, you have Elsa, but you have like these miniature like builds, which is quite unfortunate because they could have made this set with big minifigures and just different sets maybe from different builds. Just, you know, for smaller children maybe this could be fun, but like I said, like Lego really needs to pick up their game with these Disney sets and just make and place minifigures in them, because that would be very interesting. I mean, the funny thing is, in the set you get this little gecko, which is really funny in the film. And you know what? Well, I think this wave of Lego Disney sets is a bit of a missed opportunity, because sometimes you have great sets. Like, for example, the Toy Story set is one of my favorites because you have Lego minifigures. Unfortunately, I have to say that the Minnie and Daisy Duck set is also one of my favorite because you know, have a little dollhouse, and I could see why, you know, kids especially would like this set. You can actually play along, right, with the characters. And I suppose my least favorite ones are the buildable characters. I mean, they're great for adults and obviously bigger builders of Lego, but not necessarily for children. And I don't say that Lego is only for children. No, hell no. But just, you know, I think for Disney sets especially, Disney is for everyone. And, you know, for example, you know, I want to buy a Disney set, but, you know, most of them have mini dolls in them or are buildable characters. Not all of them, but I'd say a lot of them. So there we go. That's a bit of a hot take there, but ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know down in the comment section below what you thought of this video and these sets. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I will check you later. Goodbye, everyone.